kamu.
Salam alaikum kamu.
Peace be with you and the audience that is listening to this tape, that you might understand the things that we are striving for, the things that we are trying to teach to you. This lesson, as now, has no beginning. It has no beginning. It is a combination of everything, but the message is directed towards you, the listening audience, and our members. In remembrance of our Rasul, peace be with him, I speak. Man has never fallen. The ancient Egyptians, the Hamites, in the Holy Land of Ham never fell, but their sons and daughters turned from pure Islam into idolatry. They turned from the teachings that were given to them by their followers into idolatry. We have that today. If history repeats itself, then we can see exactly how history is repeating itself. Some of the things that are mentioned today, even our good Muslim brothers do not know, or they are unaware of these things. The 99 titles are names or attributes of Allah, Amun-Ra, are very ancient. One of the first is Amen, A-M-E-N, the true God. The name is variously written, A-M-U-N, A-M-O-N, A-M-I-N, O-M, A-H-M-O-N, A-N-U, and etc. And is now and has always been the last word in the prayers of all of the religions of the world. This is what we are trying to teach you. We're trying to teach you that all of these religions that exist today are phantoms of the one. They are all the same. All religions are the same. And we are the fathers of them all. Nature of religion, or the reality of one's natural character or quality. There was in ancient Rome a man named Hospitalius, who was the first man in Europe to give first aid to wounded soldiers at battle, from which comes the word hospitality, or hospital, or hospitality, and the word means friendly, generous, receptive, and temperament of guests or strangers. See host. To facilitate the repetition of these 99 titles of God, Allah, Amun-Ra, taken from the Quran, some Muslims use a rosary of 99 beads. Adam is Tum, A-D-A-M, is Tum, A-T-U-M, is Adam, or Tum, or Atum, the setting sun of the year in the fall. We use the word in our prayers, Mintu. Give me the lamp of Mintu. Mintu is mentioned also in our prayer. Mintu is Aminti, the rising sun in the spring, also called Easter, Eve, Hathor, and Hagar, after whom the name Ishmael was named. All of these names of God are combined in the one word, Allah, Amun-Ra. Glory to thee, glory to thee. The sun is the head of all life, light, and energy. Therefore, the sun is you, yourselves, male and female, sons of the sun, daughters of the sun, or daughters of the moon. And the name man was many times used for God. Why? Because the mind of man is supreme, because he is a supreme commander, highest in degree, greatest utmost. He has a supreme digest, highest in quality, supreme courage. He is the supreme moment. He is to make a supreme sacrifice. He is the chief, paramount. God is man, and man is God. And they both are partners. What is man's trouble today? Man's trouble today is he has not learned that lesson. And that lesson is, man may as well be friends and done with it. We have people on the brink right now of trying to start a war. Someone has to step forward and tell them, why not use the stone that the builders rejected? And the stone that the builders rejected was that stone of who taught these people everything that they knew. How did we come to this point? How did we come to the point of we're going to fight war against war? Man has never fallen. He has just turned from pure Islam into idolatry. And the Rasul said, the well-dressed Negro and the raggedy Negro, the rich Negro, the poor Negro, the learned Negro, and the unlearned Negro are one and the same thing. This statement is to be figured out by whoever can do it. The secret of the pyramids of Sufi and the mummies will be a secret or hidden knowledge for a long time to come. The Negro's worst enemies were themselves. Man has never fallen. Man turned from pure Islam into idolatry. What we see today is the idolatry that man has turned to. Man has sought to find his solace in picking up his gun and going out and starting a war and killing everyone, when in reality, what will it prove? When it's all done, when the bodies are laid out, who wins? We rule the world for more than 50,000 years. That is, the Hamitic people rule the world for more than 50,000 years. We can document this now. We can say this now. This is a hidden mystery that was kept from us. But in that 50,000 years, we learned how to get along with people. And we learned how to live with each other in harmony. Man has yet to find this hidden mystery. Man has never fallen. We are the children of the sun. Therefore, our temperament is somewhat different from everyone else's. You cannot come along and tell us to go out and say, ski on the slopes. ski on the slopes. We have the what is it now? We're having the
Olympics.
The Olympics. We have the Olympics going on right now. And in these Olympics are things that are done in the cold of the climate. These things are not our temperament. We are children of the sun. Therefore, our whole outlook is altogether different from what these people are projecting. But in it, we still say they are our people. They are your people. They are my people. We are all one. Why? Because we are the fathers of all mankind. The word Cain, Klein, was the king of the Canaanite people. Abel means meadow. Cain, slaying Abel means the Abel or Hebrews stealing the Canaanites' cattle. Abel's wife told Abel to curse God and die. He said, of all my appointed times, I will wait till my change comes. Abel was Job, a cattle thief. He was a black boy with curly hair and was supposed to have been the world's first murderer. Man has not fallen. One of the things that we try to teach in our literature, we try to teach about the soul force. Once a people learn how to use soul force, heaven and earth will obey them. Heaven and earth will obey them once they master soul force. Why? Because the force is of the mind. I come to you as a student of the mind. I am a water bearer. My sign is water. It is of the mind. The mind is vast. Sometimes the mind has been interpreted as very uncontrollable, very emotional, but uncontrollable. The mind nonetheless. We ask the people, the only way that you're going to get a change from the condition that you're in today is you have to change your thought pattern. You have to change what you have accepted to be truth. You have to change that into something more constructive. Things more in tune with your temperament. Your temperament is one of mildness. Mildness, mild in manner, helpers of others in distress, speaking words of wisdom, clean in mind and body. These are the things that we taught to make us successful for 50,000 years, and how we rule the world for 50,000 years in peace. We rule the world for 50,000 years in peace by teaching this mildness, to be mild, to take our plowshares and take them down. Take the tools of war and use the things for the benefit of mankind as opposed to the destruction of mankind. What has happened to mankind? What has happened to those days when we were given the power, we were given the dominion over everything of the earth? What happened to those times when we were told that you have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air? We were called gods and goddesses, Jaizes, the elect of God. We turned from pure Islam, pure ISS, Islam. We turned from pure Islam into idolatry. And today we have a hodgepodge of all of these different religions that exist from that original idea of Islam. Islam is the mother of all religions. And that can be seen because at the end of all of their prayers, of their religions, they all say the same thing, and that is Amen. Who is this Amen? Who is this Amen that can bring us all together? And we swear, I swear on Amen, I swear that Amen is the God of truth. He is the God of truth. He is the God that will guide us now into another way of looking at a thing, another way of seeing a thing. We have to have a new interpretation of everything that we have been accustomed to. A change of masters is not freedom, but a change of thought is the first step. The first step towards freedom. We cannot expect to get any more results other than the ones that we already are accustomed to. Because we realize history does repeat itself. If you are a student of history and you study what happened back in history once before, and a good story of that would be when we had people enslaved, when we had the Hebrew in our oppression. And Moses came to them and told them, I am the God, sent me to deliver you. Anyway, we are told that Paul Nathaniel Johnson, the Rasul, peace be upon him, came to deliver us the same way. He came to deliver us from the heels of our oppressors, to teach us what is beneficial for us. Moses taught it. He was able to get the ear of his people. He was able to turn the people from the beliefs and the things that they were doing into another idea. It never occurred to our sisters and brothers that you don't even have a mind of your own. That the mind that you have today is the mind of your oppressors. Everything that you do is what your oppressors have taught you. As a result, we need a new interpretation. We need to step away from his interpretation of what a thing is and find out what a thing is in comparison with us and our temperament. Therefore, a change of mind or a change of God is very present. My brothers and sisters, we're fired up this morning because of the nature that's going on around the world. As I said, we're standing on the brink of going to war. And nothing will be gained by this war. When will we learn man may as well be friends and done with it? Because, as I said, when it's all over, the people are going to sit down next to each other and we're going to all have a drink or something and we're going to talk about how much we love each other. That's the other thing that's a falsehood. All this goodness is being projected over there in the Olympics. These people are singing and dancing and carrying on and having a good time over there when the world around them is going to hell, giving you a false impression that everything is all right, when in reality it is not all right. We are people who are oppressed. We have people in our midst who are not even conscious of the fact that they are oppressed. The statement that I read, the rich Negro is hated the same way as the poor. The educated is hated the same way as the uneducated. This is the philosophy that we are going on. Paul Paul Nathaniel Johnson, brought us this message, trying to deliver us from the heels of our oppressors by changing our thought pattern from one thing to another. Out of Africa, I've called my son while he was being protected by the pharaohs, all of the lies that they told about the people of Egypt and how vicious and violent they were. The church speaks about them and says that they were violent people, and by they being oppressed, all of them were not oppressed. All of them were not oppressed. We had good pharaohs at one time. Good pharaohs who were abused by some other nations of people who came along and told them lies. And the story was, he brought his wife there. He brought his wife there. And it was told that this was his sister. And Pharaoh took this man's sister to wife, only to find out that this was his wife, which was it was a cursed thing to do this, to take another man's wife. So what he did, he told him, take your wife and take everything that I have given to you and leave. We don't owe any allegiance to anybody. All of them have been guilty of putting their foot on our neck. All of them. We are not violent toward them, but we are extending an understanding to them. We say that we understand that you did, and we are that and more. Race, creed, color, hatred, or evil delusions left over by a prejudiced past, but have no place in a modern world. That's another thing that has to be taught. It has no place in your modern world. You would say, why is it 2,000 years it appears is a long enough time for you to solve these problems of race, creed, and color? If you are sincere in wanting to solve these problems, why has it taken so long? Could it be maybe you didn't want them to change? These gods are outmoded, obsolete, with less than human frailties and weaknesses. So purge them out of your minds. Stage a peaceful revolt, a peaceful, spiritual, and cultural revolt like Moses did. We're trying to take a page from history and show you what was done back in history that can be done again today. We're asking you to change your philosophy. We're asking you to come to us and join this movement and become a part of us and help us raise this nation, because it is through this movement that we have a plan for the so-called black man. No one else has stepped forward and come with a plan for the black man. When we see movies on television, they may have one or two of them on their program indicating this is what's going to happen in the future. They have no plan for us. What is our plan? To continue to be what we are today? Boot blacks, shiftless folks, and our educated people don't understand. You were given a certificate of your understanding, so to speak. You have accepted that. You have accepted this, and as a result, we give you a certificate to indicate that you have accepted this. And you think this certificate is the greatest thing on earth? is it that your education has not taught you how to uplift your people? I'm trying to hold it together.
It's okay.
Trying to hold it. With that said, peace be with you, my gods and goddesses,
And peace be with you.
and thank you for listening to this fool. Salam.
Salam.